What's up, everybody? How's it going? In this video, I'm going to go through this coding interview question from Amazon. Um, so the question is asking to return a non-repeating character. So let's dive into some examples. So for example, if we have a string of this triple A, B, C, 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 D, and triple E, F, and the first non-repeating character will be B. But notice that both the B and D and F, they are non-repeating, but B is the first one. That's why we return the B. And for the second string, A, B, C, B, A, D, and the first one that is non-repeating, as you can see, will be C, and A is repeated itself the two times. As you can see here, we can see A, and here we can see A again, and B in here, B again. C is only occur once, so that's why the first one is C. And also one and only one. And in this case, ABC, 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 we don't see any non-repeating character. That's why we retain the function should return a underscore. So feel free to pause this video and try to encode it by yourself. And one of the ways right off the bat will be a brute force approach, and we can have the two for loops, and the first one loop through each of the character, and the next for loop will can loop through the rest of the character. But that will be very slow. Will be the big O. The time complexity will be the big O of n square, and try to come up with a way that is only run only have a time complexity big O of n. And feel free to pause the video right now and try yours. Okay, so here's my solution. I have two solutions, and feel free to pick whichever that makes more sense to you. So first one, we have a scene char, and this is initialize is a empty list, and also we have a char count. Also, we initialize it as a empty list as well, and then we have a for loop that go through each of the character in the given string. If that character is not in the scene char, and that means this character has not been seen before. And what we do is to append this character to the scene char list. And so we are also appending the number 1, which to this char count, which measuring the frequency that we are seeing this character. Because we're seeing for the first time, that's why we're just appending the number 1. Otherwise, if this char has been seen before, and what we can do is to use the index, the scene char index of the char, so we can this returns the position of the character within this scene char list. And then because these two has the same position, we have this is pointing to the same character. That's why for the same position, we just call this the char count list, and then add 1 to it. So imagine this will be 2 lists, and both of the same position will be point to the same character. The first one, you just print the character itself. For example, the first one will be the A, and then the second one will be the frequency of A. This is char count. And if the minimum value of the char count equals to 1, means there is at least one non-repeating character, and then it will return and then look back to the scene chart, and then look back to the character, and then return as an output. On the other hand, if there is no non-repeating character, and we just return an underscore. And as you can see, after we run it, and the first one B, and also second one C, and also the last one ABC, ABC, ABC returns the underscore. So the way that to return the first non-repeating character is we use the index of, because the index of dot index, sorry, should be in Python we should call it the dot index. We return like a first element that we see in the element and return the index on that. That's why this one can return the first one. So this is the rule for the dot index. We will return the index of the first element that to be seen in the array or in the list. So this is one of the ways. Another one is to use the dictionary or HashMap. So what we can do is, oh, by the way, so for the time complexity, as you can see, this one is a big O of n, and this one is the big O of n as well. So it's a big O of 2n. The constant is dropped. That's why it's a big O of n. For space complexity, we have two lists, and the element will be the number of characters, number of unique characters. So that's the space complexity. So let's look at the second approach. We can use a HashMap, and we initialize a dictionary, and the key being the character, the value being the frequency. So let's go through the for loop. We have two for loops, and the first one is to fill up this dictionary. So if the character is not in the key of this counted, if it's not it, that means that we are seeing it for the first time. And this is how we can initialize the entry. So we put in that the character that we are seeing for the first time, the frequency of course will be 1 because we are seeing it for the first time. And then if we are seeing it for the second time, we will add the frequency by 1. So we can fill up this count ticked again. So the key being the character, the value being the frequency, and we loop through this array again. So we loop through again, and then we look at their frequency. For example, the first one will be A, and then we'll look at the frequency will be 3 in this case, and then we look at A again, frequency will be 3, and A again, frequency will be 3 again. So we look at the character B now, and the frequency is 1, and then it stops there. So this lookup from the dictionary has a time complexity of big O of 1. It's a constant lookup time. So yeah, for the entire function, time complexity for the first for loop is big O of n. The time complexity of the second for loop is also big O of n. So combined for the entire function is big O of 2n's. So same time complexity as before. For space complexity, we only need one dictionary. So that will be, it takes up the number of unique characters. So very similar to this approach. I mean, the only difference to me is one is using a hash map, the other one is using a two lists, which keep track of similar information. So this is so much for this Amazon coding interview question, and I heard people come across the same question on their Google interview as well. And I hope this is my solution. I hope you like it, and if you do, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye-bye.